How many people does it take to get Roman Reigns over? The world may never know. Hello everyone, welcome to another episode of The Guido Goes Off. As I sit here in an easy chair, stroking my cat, envisioning my life as a Bond villain, I think to myself some of the mysteries of the world. You know, such as with all the money we spend on cancer research, why there's never still not a cure. How is it that the Kardashians are famous for doing absolutely nothing? But the one mystery that boggles my mind is how many people it takes to get Roman Reigns over. Now, ever since the breakup of the Shield, everyone's been, the members have gone in their different directions. But it's been clear that WWE has seen that one member should be the breakout star, that being Roman Reigns. Now, for a guy who, throughout his career in FCW, was known as Leakee, which I actually had to listen to it because I thought he was actually Leaky, Leakee. Trust me, look it up. I can't make this up. So, let's go back to, June? Yeah, June of last year. Seth Rollins texts Roman Reigns with a chair while Dean Ambrose sitting there looking like, oh. Leading to the inevitable breakup of the Shield. So, what happened? Seth Rollins turned into a member of Hydra. Dean Ambrose became a crazy guy. But what happened with Roman Reigns? Well, Roman Reigns continued to dress like a member of the Shield and continued to use the Shield's music. All this was an attempt to use the Shield's popularity and continue it on with Roman Reigns. Why? Because Vince saw a lot of star potential in him. Well, and I can't blame him, because if you go by Vince's theory of what makes a great superstar, Roman fits that to a T. Good-looking guy, big, strong, athletic, has that comeback factor. Not to mention the fact he's the part of the Samoan dynasty, which, has produced many of Vince's favorite people. There's a family loyal to him, a family he pretty much helped into popularity, and he tries to keep them happy so they don't form their own promotion and run him into the ground. So, it was clear that Roman Reigns was supposed to be the breakout star. Not just the breakout star of the Shield, but was inevitably the heir apparent to John Cena. As we've all known for a while, John Cena's kind of in the I'm getting on that Shane get up and about to walk off and about to have that big gunfight and then walk off into the sunset. No, we haven't had that yet. So why were we against this? Well, think about what Bray Wyatt constantly says to Roman. Anyone but you. This is a fan sentiment. Much like the Page Bomb, it's in a subtle way using the fans' thoughts against us. Now, here's what I mean. Let's think about the Royal Rumble. At the Royal Rumble, we had all heard that Roman was supposed to win and go on to WrestleMania and become the champion. We didn't like it. Why didn't we like it? Well, because of a certain person. That's right. See, Daniel Bryan was in the Rumble. Now, the fact that Daniel Bryan was in the Rumble gave us hope. Why? We were robbed of his title reign because of the injuries he suffered. Bryan could have been, we were robbed of what might have been. And so when we heard Daniel Bryan was going to be in the Royal Rumble, we thought to ourselves, we will get our closure. And that's the thing. With any storyline, be it from any TV show, we need that closure. We need that catharsis. We need that. We need that finality. We never get that, but we never got that because Bryan was injured. So let's fast forward to the Royal Rumble. We want Daniel Bryan to win. They want Roman Reigns to win. Well, remember, they write the script, they produce the show, so normally they get what they want, and we are supposed to accept it. Well, it's a Philadelphia crap. Philadelphia will cut through bullshit with a chainsaw. With Daniel Bryan coming out as number, I believe, 10 in the Royal Rumble, comment section if you want to correct me, please. We could have he's going to beat the odds again, only to get eliminated by Bray Wyatt. After that, they lost the crowd. Then Roman Reigns came out, and the crowd just let loose. Because he was supposed to win. Now, bear this in mind, we had a lot of Rumble to go. I think Roman Reigns was number 17. I could be wrong. Comments. But we're like, hey, we still had hope. We still had a lot of Rumble to go. And then you had Dean Ambrose and Dolph Ziggler coming in. Literally, guys we wanted to see get pushes because Dean Ambrose had this huge following ever since he split off from the Shield. It was this bucking of authority. I mean, literally the authority. Buck the authority. And we're like, hey, we can get behind this because this reminds us of Stone Cold. Why do they keep rehashing gimmicks? Well, why? Because they work. And Dolph Ziggler happened to be in there, and how many push Ziggler movements have we had? A lot. Why? Because we can get behind Ziggler. Honestly, Bryan was the big underdog. People love an underdog. Fans always have. I mean, you look at the careers of Rey Mysterio, Eddie Guerrero, Chris Benoit. Oops, I said that. Daniel Bryan, Dolph Ziggler. Now Dean Ambrose. Yeah, fans like that underdog character. They also especially love watching that person beat the odds. Except for Vince. Vince doesn't like that. I don't know why. He doesn't like the good story. He just likes the big, beefy dudes. So, we have this hope that Dean Ambrose or Dolph Ziggler, either one of them, win the Royal Rumble. And then we basically have Big Show and Kane just tossing them out very unceremoniously. Basically, you almost might as well have had Vince McMahon doing his McMahon strut, flipping off everyone, because that's about what it felt like for us. So then inevitably Roman Reigns wins, and then you had The Rock come out to give his stamp of approval to Roman Reigns. Yeah, that didn't help. There was literally a riot. The fans actually rioted. Why? Because nobody wanted Roman Reigns to win. Anyone but you. They wanted Daniel Bryan to win. When Daniel Bryan couldn't win, they wanted Bray Wyatt to win. When Bray Wyatt got eliminated, they wanted either Dean Ambrose or Dolph Ziggler. Heck, they probably could have even gotten behind the Big Show winning. And we all know the fan sentiment about the Big Show at this time. Anyone but you. So, let's move on to Fastlane. That's the greatest name for pay-per-view since never. Where Roman Reigns was willing to give up his WrestleMania title shot against Daniel Bryan. And you had honestly what I thought was an excellent match. I mean, you almost knew Daniel Bryan was going to put it over, but these two worked it out so well. It had a great back and forth. It had a great build up, and it had everything you wanted in a wrestling match. And even though Roman Reigns won, it was Roman Reigns barely winning. We had that bit, that underdog comeout was so close, but it was a tremendous effort. And you had them shaking hands at the end of it. You had everything you wanted. You could have left it alone, but you can't leave well enough alone in WWE. No. Apparently, WWE Creative is much like the Mythbusters. If it's worth doing, it's worth overdoing. And if you complicate things, it just... And so then the night after, on Raw, you had Daniel Bryan coming out singing Roman Reigns' praises. Why? You were done. This was done. Reigns was moving on to face the biggest challenge of his career in Brock Lesnar at WrestleMania. And then you take a crap all over it. And then, worse, you have Paul Heyman coming out, selling this guy. But, Heyman does it in typical Heyman fashion. I mean, it's just the way Heyman works. Heyman's promos are so great, he could tell you to go to hell and you'd enjoy the trip. But of course, he went on with this promo. If it was Roman Reigns versus Bruno Sammartino, my money would be on Roman Reigns. If it was Roman Reigns versus Hulk Hogan in the Silverdome, my money would be on Roman Reigns. If it was... But at WrestleMania, Roman Reigns versus Brock Lesnar, my money will be on Brock Lesnar. Because, as great as Roman Reigns can be, he can never be as great as Brock Lesnar. So let's cut to WrestleMania. Where, you have this touching story. They showed it later in WWE 24. You had this touching story of Roman Reigns, where he comes from, his background and all that, all his family, that's all wonderful and good. And how his mom was devastated by the fact that the crowd was booing him. Oddly enough, it wasn't because of Roman Reigns, anything Roman did. It was because of the fact that he was supposed to be Vince's new golden boy, and the fans rejected that thought. Anyone but you. So they start the match. You start the suplexes. The ever-popular Suplex City. The ever-popular birth of Suplex City, bitch. Which I'm surprised there is a t-shirt that says I'm a Suplex City bitch, or I'm a Suplex City guy. Yeah, I'm surprised those aren't out yet. But, you have every 15,000 Suplex City shirts. But, you have Roman Reigns executing Superman punch after Superman punch after Superman punch, and then hitting him with the spear, and it's still not... And they're both gasped. guest. And, you want to say this, the crowd was a big bundle of meh. Because they're like, crap. And then what do? Pull the ripcord. They sent out Seth Rollins with the Money in the Bank briefcase. He cashed it in, made it a triple threat. Seth Rollins pins Roman Reigns, not Brock Lesnar. Notice that. He did not pin Brock Lesnar. He pinned Roman Reigns. To become the WWE champion. And then they shipped Lesnar off until around SummerSlam. Or was it? That was Battleground. Seth Rollins didn't beat the actual WWE champion. He beat Roman Reigns. Anyone but you. So then, at Money in the Bank, Roman Reigns is part of that Money in the Bank briefcase match. And who comes back who comes in to hassle his life but Bray Wyatt? You have this great opportunity for Bray Wyatt to become the heel he was meant to be. But that's against another not so fan favorite. You had, and remember at this time Bray Wyatt was all alone. And that's when and then, they wondered why. Everyone's like, well, why did he stop Roman Reigns? And then it was this, and then Bray Wyatt echoed our sentiment. Anyone but you. And so then you start this feud between Bray Wyatt and Roman Reigns, and once again, Bray Wyatt seems to always get the upper hand. And just when you think Roman finally got his hand on Bray Wyatt, Luke Harper comes back. Or Luke Harper comes back. Sorry. Luke Harper comes back. And so you have 2-on-1. And then, well, you have to have the odds evened. So who comes to the aid of Roman Reigns, but someone with infinitely more charisma, infinitely more popularity? I mean, don't get me wrong, the ladies love Roman Reigns. Roman Reigns is a very pretty guy. But he didn't bring in someone also as much over with the ladies as he is, but yet the guys like him too. Dean Ambrose, his Shield brother. So the odds are even. We think everything's fine, and oh no! A few weeks later, out comes big bad Braun Strowman, the Black Sheep. Abigail's Black Sheep, the gift from Sister Abigail. And why don't we have a Sister Abigail yet? I mean, there was always the talk of Paige being Sister Abigail. Thankfully, that didn't come to fruition. That would, literally kill anything Paige had ever had. But we need a Sister Abigail at some point. I have a great suggestion. It's not like she's doing much right now. Certain daft one, but I'm digressing. So you have 3 Wyatt family members against the 2, against Dean Ambrose and the guy he's charged with saving. So you need to even the odds. Well, let's bring in. Can we bring in someone with also more charisma? Nah, let's just bring in Randy Orton. And here's the thing: is it just to even the odds? I mean, the hell? But all right, So the odds were kind of even, and then there were 3-on-1 attack on Orton and by Orton. So they bring in someone else, another cousin of Roman Reigns, Jimmy Uso! I mean, it's not like he's doing anything. I mean, commentary at SmackDown, except for when his precious little bundle of boring is in the ring. Oh, shoot. Ooh, sorry, I did that again. Anyway. And that didn't work. So, Battleground, we had them having a mystery partner. Who is this mystery partner? Well, heck, I mean, we all had our speculations. I mean, everybody thought it would be Eric Rowan. It turned out to be... Well, this guy joined up with him, but it turns out it was just a guy who jumped the rail and tossed his ass out. I mean, the exchange between the five guys in there, I thought it was hilarious. But it turned out to be Chris Jericho. Interesting, considering he was always supposed to be doing house shows in his contract, but hey, that shocked everybody. And when that didn't go over well, okay, so Jericho said bye-bye. Walked off to the sunset again. And so then Orton comes back. And, well, you got this. Okay, well, you got... let's just go ahead and solidify the Hell in a Cell match. Where Reigns challenged Wyatt one-on-one to the Hell in a Cell. Because that keeps everybody out, doesn't it? No, doesn't. But all of a sudden, last week, or this past Raw, all of a sudden Harper disappeared. Why? The kayfabe photo, the kayfabe breaking photo by Chris Jericho. That's my guess. So why did Harper disappear? Why did Harper get punished? Because he got over. You don't get over without permission in WWE. Never. So, all of a sudden... Ooh, I forgot to write that down. Give me a second. And so, before this, last night, they had everybody. They threw, every freaking legend they could find. And pretty much every legend from Texas. And Flair. Well, you got Ric Flair announcing Roman Reigns, giving him this glowing recommendation, and just trying to put him over the top. And, well, if Flair can't get you over, no one can. And then all of a sudden the Wyatts show up. But Harper was conspicuous by his absence, but in his place was, oh my God, Eric Rowan's back. To thunderous silence. I mean, I guess nobody noticed. It was Rowan back. So you have the white sheep, the black sheep back, and it's just... Anyone but you, Roman. Anyone but you. So, let me just boil this down in closing. So, you've had to help one person get over. You have had The Rock. You've had Daniel Bryan, Brock Lesnar, Paul Heyman, Bray Wyatt, Luke Harper, Dean Ambrose, Braun Strowman, Randy Orton, Jimmy Uso, Chris Jericho, Eric Rowan, Ric Flair, and let's not forget the subject that Bray Wyatt used in some of his promos, Roman Reigns' own daughter! And of course, Vince McMahon and Kevin Dunn. Because those are the creative forces in WWE. So you have 16 distinct individuals helping one guy get over. And the problem is, there was one time you had him over and you shit on it. And none of this is Roman Reigns' fault. Do not get me wrong. Roman Reigns may not be the most charismatic guy in professional wrestling, but there are so many worse. But the fact that you are clearly making him your Superman, you're putting him in that Superman gimmick. You have the big, strong guy that somehow gets into enough trouble but can overcome any obstacle, not to mention the fact you've emblazoned his chest with his logo. And what is his signature move? The Superman Punch! The only thing missing is the cape! Clearly, Roman Reigns is supposed to get over, and they will spare no expense nor sacrifice enough talent to get him over. You have 16 people trying to get this man over, basically because you fucked up. The timing was off. The timing was bad. There was no way you were going to get Roman Reigns over when the fans wanted Bryan. And if they couldn't have Bryan, they sure as hell didn't want the guy you wanted. Anyone but you. Anyone but you. I am the Guido. You have been warned.